this is Lillian too, and today I am going to start with you the online course on Paht, on reading your birth charts. What does your life have in store for you? What has destiny got in store for you? You know, the Chinese believe very much in fortune telling, and they read the charts, they read the birth charts. And in these few weeks that I will be spending with you, I'm hoping to convey to you all the ins and outs of Paht reading. Now, the meaning of Paht means 8, Chee is characters. So actually, the literal translation of Paht is 8 characters. Now, depending on whether you're a Mandarin-speaking Chinese or a Cantonese-speaking Chinese, the pronunciation of Paht is different. For example, Mandarin we go Paht, okay? Or in Cantonese we go Paht. So it's actually the same thing. So for our purposes, what I'm trying to do will be to simplify the reading of these Paht charts. And I will tell you how or what a Paht chart looks like. Now, in the old days, it is very important for you to realize that in the old days, whenever disciples of masters learned Paht reading, they first had to become very familiar with the 1000-year calendar, because it is from the 1000-year calendar that a lot of the 5-element equivalents of your date of birth, you know, your year of birth, your month of birth, your day of birth, and your hour of birth. These are the 4 pillars. So one pillar is the year, one pillar is the month, one pillar is the day, and one pillar is the hour. So there are altogether 4 pillars. Now, each of these pillars comprises 2 elements or 2 characters. So 2 times 4 gives 8 characters. Now, these characters are always expressed as elements. If you are familiar with feng shui, you will know that everything in Chinese esoteric sciences, we actually go back to the 5 elements, and much more so in the reading of Paht charts. And as we unfold from module to module, as I take you step by step to the reading of these Paht charts, you will realize that there are so many permutations of these 5 elements. There are so many ways to read the 5 elements. And what are these 5 elements? These 5 elements are actually 5 specific categories under which almost everything in the whole world is listed under. So basically what the Chinese have done is they have encapsulated the entire world's phenomena, products, earth, natural resources, natural disasters, natural products, plants, the sun, the moon, the air, the water, the sky, all into one of these 5 elements. So the 5 elements play a very big part in the reading of Paht. So now, you will say, how many ways can we possibly read a person's destiny from only 8 characters? So you will be introduced step by step into what the chart looks like, into how many kinds of charts is derived from your birth data. Because basically, the reading of Paht is actually unlocking the secrets of your birth charts. Okay, we're unlocking the secrets of the birth charts. And as you get more and more potent, more and more capable in the reading and analysis of your own birth chart, and then from reading your own birth chart, you can then go and read other people's birth charts. You will discover that the ancient Chinese were indeed quite brilliant in the way they came up with the relationships, okay, with the cycles of production, exhaustion, destruction that made up the 5 elements. So, to start, first of all, we have to ask ourselves, why are we learning Paht? We are learning Paht because we want to know in advance what's in store for us. The great value of learning Paht, the great value of knowing how to read your destiny chart, your birth chart, is that you are forewarned as to when the good times are coming. So you're prepared. And you have, what you do is you take on a persona of expectation. You can think of all your aspirations because you will know exactly when you go through a good period. And similarly, you will also know when you are going through a bad period, when things will become a bit rough. But what is really great about Paht, what is really great about destiny reading, is that just like feng shui, you can actually make some adjustments. You can actually subdue the effect of bad periods. You can actually use the knowledge of elements to subdue destructive forces, cosmic energies that bring obstacles into your life during a certain period of your time. So when you're going through a bad year or going through a period of bad years, you will know how to subdue the obstacles to your success, subdue the illness vibes, subdue everything that brings you suffering. Similarly, you can enhance the good times. And that is the main reason why you are reading or learning how to read the Paht. Because otherwise, you don't want to know, wow, when should I become rich? When am I going to get married? These are superficial stuff. And by the way, they're very easy to find out from the Paht chart. Once you know how to do Paht, you can even check the compatibility with people you've just met. And the Paht will tell you this period you'll be meeting with bad people, so be careful, be aware. Or this period, wow, you're entering such a good period. Everybody that comes into your life will be good. On top of that, the destiny chart will also tell you, will also alert you to what kind of friends you have, what kind of people surround you, and how you can improve that. So those of you who have already learned feng shui under my online feng shui course, or who have come to Malaysia to learn feng shui with me, it is lovely to also learn Paht, because Paht actually complements the science or the practice of feng shui. All right, now if you're ready, sit back and we will begin the first module on the Paht reading, the birth charts. Now, first of all, now I have told you what is a Paht chart, okay? In front of you is a typical Paht chart. Now, don't try to analyze it for the moment. Just look at the structure of the Paht. The structure of the Paht chart, you have the year pillar on the right. Next to it is the month pillar. And then next to it is the day pillar. And next to that is the hour pillar. And each pillar has an element on top and an element at the bottom. Now, if you look at the chart, this is a typical Paht chart. Okay? It can be any elements, and each of these elements has either a yin or a yang phase. So just start by looking at the element, 5 elements. One of 5 elements, this is fire, wood, water, metal, earth. These are 5 elements with a yin or a yang phase, with a yin or a yang perspective. So now you have the top and the bottom on 4 pillars. Now each of these elements on top, the 4 elements on top are known as the heavenly stems. Heavenly stems. Now there are altogether 10 heavenly stems, which are comprising the 5 elements with either yin or a yang phase. So it can be yin wood or yang wood, yin fire or yang fire, yin water or yang water, yin metal or yang metal, and yin earth or yang earth. Okay, with anything. It can be all yin earth or all yang earth. It can be any combination at all. That is your heavenly stem, and that's on top of the main chart. At the bottom, the 2 elements at the bottom of the pillars will be the earthly branches. The earthly branch is also another name for your animal sign. Okay, the animal sign. There are 4 animal signs, therefore 4 earthly branches in the Paht chart. So in the year pillar, the pillar that says you have the heavenly stem, and then you have the animal sign, the earthly branch. So for example, if you were born in the year of the rooster, then you will be a rooster at the bottom. The lower half will be rooster. And because the element of rooster is yin metal, so that bottom of your year pillar is yin metal, but it is also the rooster. Then on top, you can be a water rooster, a fire rooster, an earth rooster, a wood rooster, a metal rooster. See, that's just the pillar. Now, repeat this same thing for the 3 pillars. So each pillar, you have a heavenly stem and an animal sign. A heavenly stem and an animal sign. A heavenly stem and an animal sign. So therefore, you must become familiar with the 10 heavenly stems and the 12 earthly branches. Why 12? Because there are 12 animal signs. See? Now, and the year pillar is very important. The year pillar tells us a lot. And you will find as we go along later in the course that the year pillar exerts tremendous influence on the chart. Yeah, because a lot of the stars are determined by the year pillar, whether you have so-called stars in your chart, and there are good stars and bad stars. I will be coming to that as well, okay? But the year pillar is very important, and you will find that the year pillar tells you a lot. There are altogether 60 combinations of the year pillar, in fact, of any pillar, because you have 12 animal signs and you have 10, in fact, the 120 permutations, because you have yin and yang as well. So when you start to calculate the permutations of a chart, it's actually a lot of different permutations come up. But now you say, how am I going to know my chart? No, I don't want to look at other people's charts. So it is a very good idea right from the very beginning of this module, of module 1, for you to go to www.wofs.com. Now, many of you are already very familiar with our website at wofs.com. WOFS is WOFS, which stands for World of Feng Shui. We've had this website up for about nearly 15 years now, or maybe 12 years. I can't remember. I think it was more nearer to 15 years because we started WOFS.com as a website long before we started the company, and it was actually built by Jennifer, my daughter. So in WOFS.com, we have on the home page, on the bars on the right-hand corner of the homepage of WOFS.com, you will see something called the 8 Pillars calculator, or the Destiny calculator. And you click on that, and it takes you to the calculator which calculates your Paht chart. All right? Then you fill in your details, your birth details, which means your year of birth, month, and day of birth, as well as the hour of birth. Now, the hour of birth is important, but it is not as important, as vitally important as a lot of people want to make out. Because with 3 pillars, it can give you a pretty good reading already. But the hour pillar adds the missing link, you know, in a sense that you will see, once you have the 4 pillars all full, you will see whether there are any missing elements, whether you have overweight in one element or underweight in one element. It is a more complete reading. Also, you will find later on that the hour pillar stands for children. What kind of children luck you have, whether it's good or bad, if kids are good or bad for you, whether you can even have kids in your life, you see. So each of these pillars has got meanings. So now, if you go to the website, WOFS.com, you download your own personal chart. And as we go along, as I'm teaching you, have your personal chart next to you, and you can start to do reading on your personal chart. Now, don't try to immediately read everything, because the learning of reading the Paht chart is a systematic process. It takes time. You go from step to step. And the reason why many people enjoy learning Paht from me is because I take them very slowly and gently through the process. And then even by the 3rd module, believe me, you'll be so excited because you'll find that it's really quite easy. And then slowly, we will go deeper and deeper. The first 6 modules of this course are very basic fundamentals of Paht reading. And then after that, we'll go much deeper, because you see, the thing about reading destiny charts is you have the formula, then you have the rules, and then you have the exceptions to the rule. So you have to learn how to bring your own feel into it. And as you do more and more readings, your own psychic abilities start to emerge. I promise you, it will. Especially when you start reading your chart and you start to make correlations and you listen to me as I teach you, take you step by step, okay? So now, once you have your chart, you look at the chart in front of you, have what we call your basket of elements. And your basket of elements, you know, all the 5 elements, what kind of mix of elements do you have? You know, that will reveal to you your luck and your destiny. Okay. More than that, it will also reveal to you your skills and your strengths, the tendencies, the affinities. It will tell you so much. Okay, the animal science will tell you a lot. The elements will tell you a lot. Each of these elements, and then you must get my book, because with my book on Paht, okay, it's called, I think, Reading Your Birth Charts, Paht Reading Made Easy, is a small little book which you must carry, because inside there are all the various charts and information on how to read the Paht. And inside there also I give you all the resource calendars and resource tables that you will need to read the chart. You can also get my diary, because inside my diary I also give you a lot of charts, resource charts I call them, and resource tables that add to the reading of the Paht. Okay, so now you will be able to, from your just these 4 pillars of 8 elements, and you will also be able to then eventually read this main chart in conjunction with different stages of your life. There are methods to derive from the main chart all the different periods of your life. But first, we are going to focus on the main chart, okay? And then this main chart will also show you your luck potential, whether you have wealth, whether you have intelligence, whether you have, what kind of friends you have, you have a lot of friends, you don't have much friends, okay, you have a very active social life person, you know, or maybe you are a loner, you're the type who prefers to be alone, okay? It will tell you very much about your family luck, your children luck, your spouse luck, your wife or your husband, your parents, your grandparents, and whether you will become rich. And if you do become rich, where will your wealth come from? Is it inherited wealth? Does your wealth come from your own intelligence, from your own hard work? Do you have mentors in your life? Will that be helpful people? And will they come to you at the right time? Will they come to you when you need them, or will they come to you too young or too late? Okay? All that you read, all these things I'm saying comes from the 5 elements. And there are 2 aspects to reading the chart that you must be aware of at all times. One is the potential for luck and the potential for bad luck, good luck and bad luck. So that's one. And the next thing is the timing, when these will happen, when the good luck and the bad luck will manifest, okay? When obstacles will come, when you could have a reversal of fortune.